it's almost like one of those generic media questions that you know we both get in this industry. But I am genuinely curious as to how you feel about the future of say our current fiat system in Australia, and what do you think that there will be any significant changes in this lifetime? I think people get all bent out of shape when they hear the 5 cent piece might be going out, but in a taking more of a long view of it, what are your thoughts on it?
So I did a talk for a business course that I'm in on the switch to digital currency. So we've got what we call, so there's a lot of talk in mainstream media about moving to a cashless society. We're moving to a cashless society. Okay, so we're moving to a cashless society. Show me the statistics that verify that across the board. So what I would say is, and hopefully this isn't too long an answer, but we are moving to a cashless society when it comes to modest transactions. Coinage, if you look at the Royal Australian Mint's output other than coloured $2 coins, it's dropping dramatically. Their production of $2 coins is going up dramatically. But generally speaking, coinage as a circular medium of exchange is reducing in utility. So it's not as useful as it was to carry a bunch of coins around. Cash as a store of value is increasing in popularity. So if you look at, and that's not something that Andrew, the coin dealer from Fremantle, says. I'm quoting the Reserve Bank of Australia, and I don't recall, it might have been the IMF, but I could find the reference that shows that since the GFC, demand for high-value currency notes has increased quite dramatically every year in every country in the world except Sweden. So cash as a store of value, when people are concerned about stability of life generally, whether it's stability in the economy, stability in the banking system, stability in the health systems that we all make use of, a lot of people turn to cash. So cash as a store of value, I think, is increasing, or it certainly has increased. Cash as a medium of exchange is decreasing. So we more and more use cashless options like FPOS, like EFT, like PayPal and all of that type of thing. What I would say, I would introduce something for everyone to be aware of. It's digital currency, which is a different thing to fiat. So we've got what I would call cashless fiat, which is FPOS and that type of stuff, where you're just using a card or your watch or something. But digital currencies, which is say the Central Bank of China has their own digital currency, and Facebook came up with Libra. Those are a different beast altogether. They're not convertible into a bank account. They stay. If you have a digital currency, it stays within that silo. So that's numismatics, I think, will really be relevant for decades, hundreds of years to come. I mean, if we think that our generation, and I mean the people that are on this earth at this time, are different to the human beings that have come before us over the past 3,000 years or thereabouts since coins were invented, I think that's delusional. So numismatics, people will still enjoy owning and see value in owning physical representations of money for a long time to come.
Absolutely. And on that, and it's almost like we're at the base of a rabbit hole here, but it ties into your initial introduction to numismatics is bullion. What do you think that gold and silver have a place in all of this in the future, or do you think it will always be a bit of a side thing to the bigger picture?
No, listen, I think they're related. So a lot of coin collectors have some bullion. Some bullion owners have some coins. So I think they're both tangible stores of wealth. I think that if we look at, so there's this thing called the quantity theory of money, where as the amount of money in an economy rises, the value of that money per dollar or whatever decreases. And I think, given the amount of money that the Australian Commonwealth government is spending at the moment, the amount of money that's being injected in the economy to keep things moving, so we don't fall into another Great Depression, that stands to maybe not lead to inflation, but to reduce the value of our currency. So, looking at things, I think people are hustling more at the moment. All of this interest in $2 coins and flipping things on Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree and meetups and that type of thing. I think people are aware that they can't just leave their money in the bank. They have to hustle if they want to generate an income, and I think that bodes well for the numismatic. Bullion, I think, is another way of preserving wealth in a period of time like this. Now, does that mean I think people should go and sell their house and buy gold bullion? That's ridiculous. Some people think that that's the thing to do, but I think having a prudent, some gold or some silver, and I don't particularly mind which. Some people like one over the other because of various ratios, but I prefer to have a balance of both. I don't go bananas over the amount that I own, but I do have some, and I think that's sensible to have, just as we have insurance, just as we have a rainy day nest egg. Having some gold and silver, makes sense.